We can put a smart car on each side.
Yeah.
John says he thinks the bed is gigantic, and I just told him I still have to finish off this back piece here. But, so it's gonna be just under 7.5 foot wide by a little bit over 8 foot long. So it's not quite as big as we wanted, but it's gonna be close.
Can we get these off the lawn now?
Well, maybe. We need to move Van-Haulen forward like 10 feet so I can do measurements, and everybody wants to know if you can even see over the steering wheel. Come on, get in.
Thanks, people.
Jump, Prego, jump.
Hey.
Oh, you actually fit pretty good in there. Give her some love. Kick her.
What? Kick her?
Yeah, go ahead. Crank it up. It'll go. See? A little more. Right there. There we go. Now we can get to it. I've set this up twice and the wind has blown it over twice, so Jesse's going to help me quickly shoot this. What we need is we need to figure out the travel of the axle to the frame, which on this is basically a little bit over 6 inches. So what I've done is I've cut out these two blocks, which are 6 inches. So we can see over the top of this that we need about 1.5 inches of grace. And so we're going to build a frame on the inside, and then we're going to set our bed on top, which is what this block is representing. So these blocks here are 9 inches. So if I put my finger there, Ford decided to do some stupid little steppy deck thing, so this is 1 inch of difference here. So we're going to end up with a 9, an 8, and a 9 behind us. And then that's going to put the height of the frame here, and then we're going to put the deck on top of that. Anybody have that one tool that you have no idea why the hell it's still alive? This is my original Harbor Freight cutoff saw. I think it's on probably about its 20th abrasive blade at this point. That's my second saw. That is my third Harbor Freight drill press. This is my original from like 13 years ago. Anybody else have that one unkillable tool that they bought really cheap and just keeps going? I'm about 96% sure that this is how I'm going to do it. I still think I'm going to have a bowl of ice cream, debate it, and think on it for a little bit before I weld it together. But as it is right now, you can see those clearance blocks are underneath where the surface is going to be. Up above here is going to be partially hollow, and if I'm at the point that I'm bottoming out these 3/4 ton axles, I'm already stupid. So I think we're going to be fine there. I like how this is lining up. I think this is good. This is fine. I'm going to leave the tabs because then I can mount up my wheel wells to the tabs. Because that's one of my big problems that I have with that, is the wheel wells are actually mounted directly to that, and so they're not easily removable, and that bugs me. Now I know there's somebody already in the comment section saying that joint will never hold. You're right, except for on the inside I put a piece of angle iron on each side here going from here to here, so that way I can weld all the way through solid into the angle iron and bind everything together. No worries, I got you guys covered. Line it up. Okay, whenever you're ready, get yourself so that you can hold it centered, and we'll lift up and we'll move it on. You ready? Okay, up and over. I'll extend my arms, and then that way you have extra to work with. Okay, come towards me, towards me, towards me. go. There. Okay, I can move the legs around from there. Awesome job. Thanks, dude. I'm not saying you have to have a plasma cutter. I'm just saying it makes life a lot easier. I will post a link. I'm not saying you gotta buy one, but at $500, onboard air, 220, cuts half-inch thick steel, you should really think about one for yourself for Christmas. Hardware store was out of the carriage bolts that I was after, so a welder, some threaded rod, and a nut. We're gonna get this thing done.
Can I have my chicken poop bins back? It's been 2 years.
Not looking forward to all the drilling that I'm going to do. Normally I prefer to weld things together. But I think at this point, in the future, without question, we need outriggers off of this in order to tie this all together a little bit more. But right now we just want on the road and drivable. So what I'm going to do, there we go, second pallet is on and squared up so that we can start figuring out bolt holes through there. The other thing that we need to do is we need to bolt it together so that way if it flexes or anything, it's already established. And then we're going to take these tabs. I buy these in the 20 pack off of Amazon. I'll post a link down below. They're like $1.10 a piece, and it saves you so much time instead of making them. So we'll end up taking a bunch of these, welding them on, and then punching holes right through them and bolting all of this together. Now, I agree that this needs outriggers. But this right here is just to establish the idea. Eventually, I'm going to remake it with much better, thicker steel. We just need to get on the road, get this thing going, start ironing the bugs out, and then we might rebuild the base later. Well, it wouldn't be a junkyard project if you didn't have an "are you bleeping me" moment. So I think our next step's going to be to put a step bit in, which should just barely get us in, and then see if we can thread this down through once we bore out the side with the step bit. Or at least that's my theory anyway. The last thing I need right now is a new idea. But this might need to be a future debate. Okay, so this piece here we cut off of the third pallet. And as you can see, it is obviously too long and it's got to be shortened up. The other problem is it sticks out 16 inches when we need 10 inches. So I've got to organize making it skinny, making it shorter. And I want to leave these, if possible, on the ends, because that thing has proven to me multiple times that those lights need to be protected. I've ended up cleaning them out on a tree branch once, and in a parking lot I had somebody walk by and rip one right out with a shopping cart. So I want to keep the side of the light protected. A lot of people said they would have liked it better in flat black instead of semi-gloss. So here with the mist on it, you can get kind of an idea what it would have looked like if I had a flat blacked it. But right now, the entire back is off. You ever have that friend that comes over that gives you kind of that twitchy look, and, you know, I don't want to offend you, but, well, that's why this is over here. Let me come over here and turn around. So these were pinched together, and it has these little spots here, and so there was a gap in between. And Dan came over and he grabbed that side there and went and we watched all of the bolts in the center go wibble wobble, and he looks at me, gives me that sideways look and says, "I know you're trying to get done quickly, but," and I said, "Yeah, you win, help me take them off, and I'll cut these off, and I'll do it right. Thanks, Dan. But in Dan's defense, he stuck around for an entire hour to help me disassemble and get everything off so that I could cut these and redo it today. So, big thank you to Dan, awesome friend. I love when viewers are right. This is TotalBoat. It's about $40 a gallon. It is acid-based, and it will eat a brass nozzle out of just about any sprayer. So you have to buy an all-plastic setup. But what if you just needed one-time use? A Windex sprayer is all plastic. It's a rather large nozzle. And as you can see, it works perfect. You guys are awesome. I'll take junkyard Windex bottle for the win. So TotalBoat, fully sealed top and bottom. Before the dew sits, I'm gonna spray the underside with Rust-Oleum. Over here, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is how these fenders are mounted on most of the big trucks, and so I decided to do it the same way. I need to get another set of these. Unfortunately, Tractor Supply only had 4 of them, so I need to order up another set of 4. I've also got big giant fender washers on the inside, right there. And I added a wing that comes out here so that when I'm loading the 2 sides, I can do it by myself with a lot less argument and trying to figure out the clamps and everything else. I should be able to just set it on this wing and have it work. And then we've got to figure out the end piece. Well, I got 3 days of rain in the forecast coming in about 6 hours, so we're going like hell trying to get this done today. This is my life. Probably the next hour or so is clamp a tab, weld a tab, drill it out, bolt the tab, clamp a tab, weld a tab, drill it out, bolt a tab, all the way around this in order to have it so it's fully secured. Not gonna bother filming it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Sorry about the wind, not much choice right now. So the center is rugged as all snot. Right here is gonna flex a little bit, but we're gonna do a piece right here, so it's gonna be bolted in 4 places here and won't be able to move. And we're gonna have a headache rack on the front. Yeah, I can't even move that at all. Yep. Okay, before I fall down and injure myself, now we gotta do that back piece, and then that's probably the best we're gonna do. We've got about 3.5 hours left before the storm's supposed to hit. Just got back from picking up John from school. Got the extra clamps. That totally shored up everything. And this is just EMT conduit. There's nothing special about any of this. I did end up finding out that a set of these apparently retails for $140 in my area. So I'm not going to argue with the fact that it cost me $40 worth of hardware to mount it, because getting $140 worth of free was pretty cool. I hate to end this video with this unfinished, but the storm, Mother Nature, and sunset are definitely not waiting for me. So I've got a bunch of welding to still finish up on this back piece. It's just sitting there to give you guys an idea as to what's going on. I still need to sort out what to do with the license plate. I need to put the lights in, and I need to figure out decking on top. I've got a bunch of that click-in track stuff, so most likely it's going to get a track across the back side there, probably a track down the sides. And I was thinking if I run a track right through the center, then that helps tie this together even further potentially. I'm not sure. We got to get the X-track out and see what it is that lines up. The license plate is kind of a garble, no real good place to put it, so I haven't decided what to do with that yet. I've almost decided maybe offsetting it, but I think I like it centered better. I don't know. You guys put your 2 cents in. Tell me what you think. I couldn't ask for these to look any better. I think that absolutely looks very, very amazing. I think it ties in really well with the rocker panels and everything. Maybe later, if we put some fender guards on, it might match a little bit better. Not quite sure. And the lights. The lights are going to end up coming out just a little too low. Off by about an inch. But I'm going to leave them because I have a redesign in the works already for this thing. This is just to get it on the road. This is just to get it running around on the road. Maybe haul 1 or 2 snowmobiles or a couple of lawn tractors, something like that. I do not plan to go anything over about 800 pounds or so on this. I have a full build planned for in the spring or next summer. And then this flatbed we might be able to use for another project.